Welcome to my 10th LaSalleMart podcast. Hello, my name is Bob Bloom from Toronto, Canada, and today is Monday, October 15th, 2012. This is a video presentation of my 10th LaSalleMart podcast. Podcasts that are devoted to my LaSalleMart e-commerce extension for Joomla and to my Club Commerce subscription site for LaSalleMart. The first thing I want to do is announce that LaSalleMart 2.0 for Joomla 2.5 is a reality. LaSalleMart 2 will be out by Friday, October 26th. And I know you're supposed to do the thing first and then announce it, but don't want a whole month to pass before communicating what I'm up to. Regular communications is important, so I'm taking a break from development to get you up to date. But the first week or two of the month, you will see a LaSalleMart news podcast from me, but not a video all the time. Silence is always the worst response. Well, late September, converting LaSalleMart 1 to Joomla 2.5, I saw a link on the Diascoria download site. There was a file. It's called Tienda_vo-10-o-alpha.zip. I fired up a fresh Joomla 2.5 site, loaded this download as is, took a little spin, and I was able to navigate the admin screens. Hey, this was enough for me to ponder a decision. Continue converting LaSalleMart 1 to Joomla 2.5 or use this file to refork Tienda from scratch. Well, I reforked. It was faster. So I've been reforking Tienda based on this file, and I've succeeded in creating a core-only package for LaSalleMart 2. And this core package is already installed on a client site and is undergoing user testing. It has been a lot faster this time around because I've done it already. I have the code that I could use. I also, better at the builds, repositories, have a better idea of how it all fits together with the philosophy of LaSalleMart. This file is not a straight conversion of Tienda for Joomla 1.5 into Joomla 2.5. This is, there are differences in the honk, and big difference is there's a library in the Joomla libraries file, which is excellent. One of the things that the library is supposed to achieve looks like it's a generic installation for all Diascoria extensions, which is great. It makes sense. We don't want code redundancy. On the other hand, it doesn't fit in with LaSalleMart, and when I debugged it, it just didn't make any sense to wait through a pretty big install process, so I amputated it, which I was going to do anyways. And also the hook between the extension and the library has not been smooth during the refresh. I mean, the library works and the extension works. The connection between the two hasn't always worked because I've been doing things. So another reason why it needs a bit more time. My client has discovered another disconnect. I'm not entirely surprised. A continuous deployment in multiple packages. These are key goals of LaSalleMart. And to set the table, I busted up the Tienda zip into 61 separate installable zips. So there's an extension zip, a library zip, a plugin for the library. There's 19 modules and 39 plugins. Now each has its own repository, and there are 69 builds to put it together, and there's only going to be more of these. The only way to install them is through the Joomla installer, but a typical install will only use 10 to 15 of these zips. You're not going to have to install 61 separate zips. Now these are like Lego blocks, and the reason is we have Lego blocks, then we put them together. And we put it together in different ways. That is the magic. And we'll have 3 packages from these Lego blocks on Friday, September 26th. There'll be the Canadian, the California, and the standard package of LaSalleMart for Joomla 2.5. I know there are people who yearn for this all-in-one installation. You will receive no satisfaction from LaSalleMart. We're doing it differently here, not to be different, not to try to be gimmicky, position ourselves differently, but to modernize, and it's a technical thing. And when we do an installation routine, Sure, it'll be a full-blown extension that supports package management. Deb Sinkas led a terrific session about choosing a Joomla e-commerce extension at last month's Joomla Day Chicago. The video is on the links on the site. Deb enumerates the things people typically look for in a Joomla e-commerce extension, about the 5-minute mark. Features, community, ecosystem, core support, documentation, maturity of the release, third-party extensions. The philosophy behind LaSalleMart's different. It's not about a developer serving consumers. The philosophy is of producing software, and everybody using LaSalleMart, regardless of technical proficiency, is a part of the production of the software, which needs more explanation. I'll explain it later. I've explained it on my site, but we'll keep this short. This philosophy is not shared by the majority of Joomla e-commerce users, which is fine, of course, but the reality is, this is the philosophy behind LaSalleMart. It will not change. Now, there exists a subset of Joomla e-commerce consultants and site owners who will advance their businesses by belonging to a group that produces software. Not they are the customers and they are the producers, but we're all producers. It's different. This different focus, again, is not a marketing gimmick. To position LaSalleMart differently than other Joomla e-commerce extensions, it's a real thing that positions LaSalleMart differently. There are technical imperatives born from this different philosophy. Now, although the Tienda version I forked is an alpha release, the code just feels better. The twin simultaneous exercises of converting to Joomla 2.5 and creating a library seems to have helped the code base. It looks like Tienda 0.9 was used as the basis for the conversion. That's a +2. Now, having said that, hold on. Although LaSalleMart 2 is a fork of alpha software, it's based on established and cleaned up code. It's a matter of taking it through its paces and ironing out any rough edges. Having said that, there's a caveat. I assume that some features are still not fully fleshed out. The basic features are covered, of that I am confident. But some features are probably less so, and so those features likely get amputated too, as we discover them, and we've discovered 1 or 2 already. During the refork, I did the following. I set the initial parameters to my liking. I added the Canadian currency in the initial setup. Deleted the Joomla 1.5 code when I came upon obvious opportunities to do so, mainly in the library. Deleted the link back to my website. I changed the extension hooks to the library. More work to do. Deleted code that integrates with other Dioscuri extensions. Deleted administrator footer and added my own custom footer to the admin. Modified the file headers. Added live update to the extension only. Live update is part of the Akiba release system available at akibabackup.com. Although live update exists in the extension, it's not connected to the server and yet. When I get the packages, I will then set up live update for them. Live update is not made for modules and plugins. I'm sure it can be. Just in the interest of speed, I will enable regular Joomla 2.5 updates for all library, module, and plugin installs, but the extension will be for live update. The others will be regular Joomla updates. Once I have the packages and updates done, I will delete all remaining Joomla 1.5 code. Then I will take the code through some paces and update. After the launch on the 26th, or Monday the 29th, I want to start my own version of the Square One distro. This project is now defunct. What it did is created a Joomla distribution. In order to create full Joomla packages of LaSalleMart, think of quick start packages. I need to maintain my own version of Joomla with which to base my distros. I will report on this on my next LaSalleMart News podcast. Now, I'm doing something different with LaSalleMart 2 that I did not do with LaSalleMart 1. I'm releasing it for free. At this time, I'm 90% sure that means all 3 packages will be free. The reason is experience with LaSalleMart 1.0, which was a mysterious extension. It was nowhere to be found. Wasn't in the JED, and I know I need to get it out there. You know, once there's some installs and the rough edges, or more than just the rough edges, are smoothed out, we'll look at listing LaSalleMart on the JED. I'm not in a rush. It's not my goal in life to get it on the JED, but I know you're all asking. In due time. Now, updates and support are via paid subscription only. Now, LaSalleMart and Club Commerce will appeal to the few, not the many, and that's pretty well by design and how I prefer it. Now, you're not just a subscriber on the tail end of a ticket system. In fact, I have no ticket system and I have no forum. My support site is built with Tienda, a social site platform. The whole feel is different. You get to know your peers. You go off topic and not get your hand slapped. Now, I'm guessing, as always, my guess is that membership will top out at 300. Tiny, teeny tiny. And that's just what I'm aiming for. Now, I expect to announce the immediate availability of multiple LaSalleMart packages on Monday, October 29th. You know, give me the weekend. And I will have another, probably just a blog update, and then I'll have a LaSalleMart news update in the early part of November. This is Bob Bloom signing off, wishing you a profitable week.